One of the biggest challenges that you face as a developer is creating the right environment for your application. Also, creating the right environment helps you to share such with the quality assurance department. Eventually, over the time, you don't have all the environment ready in your local, and then customer request new enhancement of the application or the bug for a specific box. My name is Nicolas Rodriguez, and I have over 2 decades experience creating enterprise applications for different customers around the world. Today I'm going to show you how you can install MySql over Docker. Follow me. First, we need to have Docker installed. Docker is a solution that allows us to run virtual machines. The exceptional experience that you can face using Docker is there is a bunch of images ready to use that you can simply download it and have an environment with a specific technology ready to use. The first thing to do is click in image, then you go into the search bar and click MySql to find the right image that you need. From the list of images, the recommendation is use the official one. If you're only going to be using MySql, find the one having a green circle with a star in the middle. If you need a MySql plus something else, then you find a solution having that implementation. For our case, for testing purpose, we are only going to use MySql. I'm going to be selecting from the tag for the version of this image, the version 8, Debian, and then the next step is simply click in pull. This is going to be downloading the image into our local. We click pull, and Docker starts getting a copy for that image version into our local database. Into our local Docker. We wait until the image is downloaded. Once the image is downloaded, it's going to be ready to use. As we see, it's ready to use, but it's unused right now. We click to select the image. We click in action, run. We click in optional settings. We set a name for the container. It's a good practice, set a name for the container, because eventually you're going to have a lot of images or containers running in your Docker environment or Kubernetes, and you need to identify what solution is running over what container. The next step is selecting the port over which you want the solution be exposing the software into your local computer. In my case, I'm going to be selecting a different port. By default, the port for MySql is 3306, but I'm going to be using the 3307. Okay? Locally, Docker is going to be running inside the Docker in the default port 3306, but exposed or having communication to my machine using the port 3307. Now the next step is creating the environment variable. The first one that we need is the name of the user. In this case, it's going to be MySql _root _user, and the value for source variable is root, because I'm going to be using the default or most common username for the admin user for MySql. The next environment variable that we need is the password, MySql _root _password. And for this testing purpose only, I'm gonna be using password as a password. We click in save, and Docker start creating the virtual machine that we're gonna allow us to run the image that we just downloaded. We wait a couple seconds where the configuration is up and running, and once you get this message saying there MySql is ready for connection, means the engine is ready to work. Now the next step is open any database management. Next step is open any database management that you have. In my case, I have MySql Workbench 8.0. I'm gonna click in connection, I'm gonna save a name for this connection. We set the port over which you're gonna be doing the connection. By default, we are not using the default port. We are using the 3307. We are using the default user, which is root. And now we have to put the password. We click OK. We test the connection. The connection was successfully established. We're clicking OK. We're clicking OK. And then the connection is ready to go. Now the next step is testing if the engine is actually up and working. One thing is that you can get a connection, like a ping into the engine. Another thing is you don't have any issue with the engine. We double click. When you install MySqL Workbench, the first time it's gonna be open into administration tab. You go into the schema, right click, create new schema, DB students. We click in apply, and it's gonna pop up what is the script representing such visual command. In this case, it's creating a new schema with the name that we set. We click in apply, and it's gonna be running the script. As we see, the script is generated. The table is empty because we don't have any table, but this proves how it's actually working. It's super simple to work using Docker and MySqL or any other image that you need to create your local environment. If this is useful for you, please subscribe, click on like, and follow us for the next video that is going to help you in your journey to grow as a developer. Thank you very much.